Hello, and welcome back to Never Together.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening. This is the summer's hottest day in London.
Yes.
And here we are filming, because we are what?
Committed.
There we go.
I'm so glad I got that word right. I was so worried.
I was going to say dedicated, but you know what?
I
The
was
source
like,
would
I
approve.
don't know what you want me to say.
It's not in the script. We don't have a script.
We don't have a script. I think we can tell we don't have a script. So,
speaking of scripts,
today,
you know who does have a script?
Alison Stoner?
Child actors.
Oh. Weird. But yes, they do. And that's what we're discussing today. Today. Why did you decide this topic again?
Because when we meet up to film, we film 2 episodes. Between the 2 episodes, we watch Camp Rock and see how off her fucking shit Demi Lovato is on coke. Therefore, it spiraled, and I was like,
because I saw that she'd done this video with, like, it was like a Zoom meeting, but like a Zoom meeting that was out of fashion, because it's not 2020 anymore, with loads of child actors, and she posted it or something.
Something like that, but it was just the discussion of child actors and how badly supported they are.
Yeah, I know she's been quite open about it.
Yeah, she's been quite open about it, and so I think her documentary came out in 2021, and I think it was called like Dancing with the Devil.
Oh shit!
And it was the amount of times, and she's
never gonna work again.
No, but she essentially came clean with, I was so off on coke, and one of my dancers pissed me off over something like ridiculous, but I smacked her.
That was Demi Lovato.
That was, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Alison Stoner.
No. Demi Lovato.
Right.
Yeah, Demi Lovato.
Yes, no, I did know that.
Hoot Lovato. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I saw a tweet that was like, I used to watch Camp Rock and be really annoyed by Demi Lovato's, like, crazy smiling until I realised that she was off her fucking tits. And I sent it to the group chat. And now it's not quite left my mind. And
now we haven't been able to, like, what? Like, we'll be singing and be like, right there.
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Ryan.
Joel swinging.
Ryan Joel swing.
Stop.
Killian Gurney. So I watched a podcast. Like, it was like a podcast, but they filmed it. And basically they got... I mean, it's an ingenious idea. They got their fans to send in shotter texts. So, like, texts from, like, drug dealers. And, one of them was... So, one of the drugs was called Ryan Joel Swing.
Ryan Joel
And the Gosling Joel Swing.
Oh,
and then the other one was called Killian Gurney. Killian Murphy. And then...
My God.
And then
I had a dealer that I met at Carney last year. And...
He was there again this year?
No, I didn't see him. But he added me on WhatsApp. And
added me on WhatsApp?
Yeah. And...
That's not the right phrase. Added me on WhatsApp? Messaged me on WhatsApp.
Anyway, whatever you want to call it. Whatever these youngins call it. And I see his bio and it's like, love my children, God first. And I was like, if your children knew... if your children knew that you are funding...
I mean, don't get me wrong. He is providing for them.
Yeah.
Because they make, like good shotters. They make, 800 quid a week. Minimum.
You might catch me. You might catch me there. If I pull up, don't ask questions.
Catch me outside.
Just take the bag and leave.
But yeah, shotter text is there's like a whole Twitter thread. I think there's even a whole, like, Twitter fucking account. And it's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Damn.
Nonetheless.
And I think...
I'll show you the video later. It's just...
okay. Yeah, so I think for me, growing up, there was a massive culture shock, not culture shock, but, like, adult shock of, like, how many people do drugs and how fucked up life really is. I can't imagine the shock of being so protected with these Disney contracts.
Oh, like, fucking...
Like, I'd also be a fucking wreck, don't get me wrong.
All of them were fucking off it.
Except for, like, maybe Hillary Duff.
She got pregnant, though.
Yes, she did.
Like...
But I don't know what's worse. I feel like my mum would...
Pregnancy, I think, definitely.
I feel like my mum would actually disown me if I
feel like Hillary Duff wasn't... How old was she when she got pregnant? I think she was older.
I think she was in her 20s, which, to be fair...
Or maybe 18 or something. Maybe I've given Hilary Duff
Please
a bad rap, and she, you know, she was actually entirely unproblematic the whole time.
Who?
Hilary Duff.
No. So, she had her first kid out in 2012.
Oh, 2012. So she would have been...
Hilary Duff. 2012 was 10 years ago. She would have been 25. So.
Oh!
Alright, so it's not bad.
I take it back. I thought she was slightly problematic and got pregnant. She was fine. She was an adult.
Yeah, I think what happened was Disney wasn't half as strict when she was old enough to leave. There was something between the 5 years, because Selena Gomez is 30, Demi Lovato is 30,
Miley Cyrus
is 30. Something changed in that contract, protecting or neglecting these kids within those 5 years.
Well, first things first, obviously it's no secret that we were in the performing arts as children.
Oh
Did
my
you
God.
ever want to be?
Yes.
I don't know if I wanted to be on Disney. Oh, I did want to be on Disney Channel.
Yes, I was.
Everybody wanted to be on Disney Channel. I knew I wasn't going to be on Disney Channel though, so I was like, oh, I can be in like fucking Annie or Lion King.
Yeah, I think that delusion for me seemed very impossible when I was in Spain. We moved to America.
Oh, and it felt very much
and I
real.
was like, I am one step closer to these things.
I think I always had it... Well, to be fair, my mum and dad were always very like, this is a fun thing that you can do on the weekend, you know, like go to stage school, stage school, dance classes, I don't think they ever expected it to ignite such a passion in me. So I think they'd always told me, like, no matter what happens, school will always come.
Be the priority.
Yeah, absolutely come first. And if something takes you away from school, we're not going to let you do it.
Yeah, and I think I was sensible enough to understand where my parents were coming from a very early age.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I wasn't mad. Obviously, with a little petty, I was like, oh, they don't want to support me. Yes, but I didn't have the understanding. I think I had a lot of understanding for an 8-year-old as to why my parents said no.
It's weird. My parents didn't say no. They just said...
There's a priority and it's education.
Of course, it's education.
Stay in
because
school.
You're not going to... Much like these child actors, this is not going to be forever. And that's the case with everything.
Yeah.
You need to have a... Huh?
Don't play around with that. You're going to break it.
You need to have that, like, security. You need to be well educated. You need... Because, say, for example, I was a child actor. You need to be educated enough to know what's what and make the right decisions around that. Even if that's what you are doing, you need to be right about the decisions that you're making.
Yeah, I think I definitely went onto... I remember Disney Channel had like a casting call, but it's one of those things where it's like you pay to be... You're not scouted, you pay to be...
Your parents have paid for you to be there.
Yeah, and I think that was... I was older, so I was in high school already, and I think knowing I wanted a career in the performing arts somehow, and then attending this, I was like, this is a fucking cash cow. And in a way, that sort of flipped the switch, and I was like, I want to do theatre. It's still a cash cow, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem as cruel and as, like, inhumane as acting, especially with children where they don't have the skill to set boundaries.
Yeah. I was always theatre, interestingly.
Oh, me too.
Don't get me wrong, when you're a kid and you're in this sphere, you're always like, oh, how great would it be to be on Disney Channel?
Hi, I'm you're watching Disney Channel.
It'd be so fun to be on Disney Channel. It'd be so fun to be on Nickelodeon. And I used to watch, like, literally, like, iCarly, Hannah Montana, and I could be like, I could do that. I have the skills. Yeah. But, like, it was never reachable for me. But I would go to, like, theatre auditions, play auditions and stuff like that. And they're much more welcoming. I mean, they're still horrible.
They're still horrible, but I feel...
But less so than Disney.
But now that I'm in the industry, working in production, I can tell you the level of care and...
Yeah.
Just with agents, just speaking to agents who represent screen actors versus theatre, like... They're so direct. Why? Because, and like, they're so
They could have absolutely anybody they wanted.
Yeah.
It does not matter. You are a number to them, as harsh as that sounds. But, like, I feel like with Disney Channel, you had to be absolutely...
You had to be in California.
Well, you had to be in California, but also you had to be absolutely perfect.
And you had to be rich.
Do you think?
Yeah. uprooting your entire family to California.
That's what Miley Cyrus and her family did.
Yeah.
Literally.
My mom was like, I'm not uprooting my family. No, education comes first. And this is where we're set. We're not moving. And that's something else. I think
it's so crazy the sacrifices their parents make. And you kind of think, yeah, but why?
But also, there's the other side of it, where it's the parents living vicariously through the kid.
100%.
And, for example, Bella Thorne...
She's very
but she was in,
Shake It Up.
Shake It Up. But she's from Pembroke Pines. And her family, that's literally 20 minutes away from my house.
So, like, Florida.
Yeah. And so she's Cuban and all. She's a local. And so her dad died, and her mom saw that she was a good dancer, and so she was essentially the breadwinner.
Same with Jeanette McCurdy.
Well, that's a whole other.
Well, I really want to read that book, but I don't actually think I'm ready to read that book.
I don't. That's why I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I've seen podcasts of it.
I've seen her interviews.
I could not. I'd have to
Yeah. Like, maybe, that's full on,
I would have loved reading it.
That's full on, like, Mummy Dearest, Gypsy Rose kind of shit.
Yeah, like, I would have loved to read it maybe in the pandemic when we had no choice but to stay in, and I could, like...
I might listen to the audiobook of it. I might, like, start a free trial with Audible and have it read to me by her.
I don't do well with Audibles.
So, lay down the lay. The child actors we grew up with were...
Jenna McCurdy.
Germanet Curdy.
Anyway.
He does have a very melodic name, doesn't he? Jeanette McCurdy.
McCurdle. Anyway, who else? Miley Cyrus, obviously.
Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana.
The Sprouse twins.
Yeah, they went well.
They went
cuckoo. What?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it was just one of them that had his nudes leaked.
Yes,
released.
My
coming out story.
In a press release, guys.
Yeah, I had a press release for my nudes.
Monday at 11.
No.
But then they sort of, I think, again...
They're boys, though, as well.
They're boys, so
different.
But they still went, because recently, the guy who played Oliver in Hannah Montana was arrested.
Mitchell Musso.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
But these kids have their own companies. They have degrees.
Degree, really?
Yeah, they both went to NYU. One went for, like,
the Sprouse twins. Yeah,
sorry, I should clarify.
One went to NYU and one went to...
They both went to
MIT,
no? They both went to NYU. One did video game design, and the other one did history.
Geography,
something like that.
Archaeology.
Because my friend from New York is their designer, is a photographer for...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
So he turned out, to be fair, like, nudes released as well, like, leaked, fucking hell. These are not consensual, guys. Yeah, I feel like that's not his fault.
That's not his fault.
Not at all, that was...
Because we all take nudes.
100%.
We all take nudes.
I haven't taken one in a while, but we all take them. So yeah, we had Jeanette McCurdy. Oh, Miranda Cosgrove, she was okay.
She was alright.
Yeah, nothing happened about her.
Oh my god, Drake Bell.
He went cuckoo bananas.
Didn't he go missing recently? Did they ever find him?
They found him.
Drake Bell, are you okay?
What was he doing? He was like calling people out on Twitter.
And he's also like something. I think there was child pornography there as well.
Yeah, Josh Peck, he's okay.
I love him. My jaw dropped when I saw him in Oppenheimer. I was like, "Is that?"
Yeah, I know.
We looked at each other like.
Josh Peck pushed the button to set the bomb off in Oppenheimer. What a fucking story arc. What a story arc.
This man, I saw
all the memes where he like pressed the button in Oppenheimer and then literally he went, Megan. Like, it was like side by side. So he was okay. He's also been one that's very outspoken about the whole child acting thing.
Obviously the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, Cuckoo Bananas them as well. No, actually they were okay. They were okay.
They were fine.
They were fine. They had the whole they had the whole purity ring thing.
Yeah, I think which it's weird, but I think that did a lot to keep them in line. Because when you're in religion, you're like essentially brainwashed.
I don't think they are religious, are they?
That's why they have the purity ring.
No, I thought it was all a fucking publicity stunt.
And you know what? If it was,
I think it was.
If it was, good for them. But I think to some extent, I have seen that they are quite Christian.
I think religious. I think maybe there's like two halves of the same tale in that they probably are Christian, and then Disney went. Let's
capitalize on
Let's wear these purity rings and stuff like that.
So they were religious to an extent, so I think that did keep them in line.
I feel like the Jonas Brothers were like my first like crush?
Hold on. Give me a sec.
That was like a human.
Yeah, like Nick Jonas. Remember when
No,
Nick
I
Jonas
was
said,
I was Joe Jonas.
"Oh, rip Sophie and Joe."
Oh, anyway.
Remember when like Nick Jonas said that he had diabetes and we all thought he was gonna die?
No.
Oh my god, people were like sobbing.
Stop.
They were like, "Oh my god, Nick Jonas is gonna die."
So who else was
I
there?
feel like it's a very American
Oh
reference.
my god, we're missing the obvious. Fucking Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan.
Oh my god. See, I don't think Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan made it. I was too young, and Spain, they hadn't gone to Spain yet.
The Amanda Show. Do you not remember the Amanda Show?
No.
That was on Nickelodeon. It was kind of one of those ones that was popular, but even as kids, you were like, this is a bit cheesy. This isn't hitting the mark for me.
And I think also the dubbing obviously didn't take.
Oh right, yeah.
Like, the dubbing took its time
It's,
back in our day.
Backlog.
Yeah. So I don't think that one. I obviously knew it because I have family in America and I went to an English school and like all these American influences and pop culture moments did translate to travel, but I never watched the Amanda Show.
It was.
No, Lindsay.
It was okay. Yeah, Lindsay went.
Lindsay.
Cube. Oh yeah, Jamie Lynn Spears, Zoe 101. She went.
Brittany.
She wasn't. She was on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but we were two.
Justin.
And Ryan Gosling.
Timberlake. Yes.
Justin Timberlake. We were kind of. It was in the 90s. We were a little bit too young.
A little bit.
I have a feeling it was like they were on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in like 1999.
Like early.
Like 1990 to 1999, around that time. But obviously in 1999, I was 2. I was actually 2.
Yeah.
Who else was there that we grew up with?
Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato. I know
I feel like Selena,
but they've been on Barney since they were like 5.
Yeah, I feel like Selena Gomez again. She's made it out relatively unscathed.
Yeah, I think she's had the battles.
More so with her health.
With her health, and she's done really well with like removing herself from these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
And I do think to an extent that is cultural.
What? Because she's
Latinx,
Hispanic. Yeah, maybe. Well, she's always praised her family, hasn't she? For like being quite strict with her.
Yeah.
Oh my god, as well. Obviously, all the High School Musical people.
Yeah,
they were
all good.
No, do you know what the funny? Vanessa Hudgens also got her nudes.
Oh my god, Vanessa Hudgens in her pandemic speech of it's meant to happen.
Oh god. No, I feel like the only thing for High School Musical was that not Lindsay Lohan, Ashley Tisdale got a nose job and thought we wouldn't notice. So she had her natural nose in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and then there was some latter seasons where we were all, even as a kid, I was a bit And then obviously on High School Musical, because it was a film, the cameras were more high tech.
Yeah.
So you were oh,
I'm gonna watch that now.
I can see. I see you.
Ooh, child.
I was like, your nose looks different.
I think, did anyone ever really do bad from High School Musical? I think they're all old enough to have some form of autonomy.
Yeah,
and knowledge of
I feel like they were about 15, 16 when they were on that show. So
see,
they
that
were
makes
kind
sense.
of,
You have a little more common sense in the brain.
Whereas Miley Cyrus was 12 when she was on Hannah Montana.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, she was 12, playing a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And then obviously older and older and older. And I think she was literally 20 something when Hannah Montana Forever, and she was still playing
16-year-old.
16, 8. No, so Hannah Montana Forever was when she was 18 because she was in her last year of 17 to 18 because she was in her last year of high school.
She was 20.
Looking at colleges.
Looking
at colleges. And then, but she was 23, 24. I think she could drink when she was doing Hannah Montana Forever. Oh my god. I think so. I have a feeling that she could drink when she was doing Hannah Montana Forever.
I would have a drink too, imagine. Whoa, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, Alison Stoner is another one that has massively gone through it.
See, interestingly, I didn't know that she went through it.
Oh my god.
Until she obviously... So, interestingly, I feel with Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, massively,
Miley Cyrus, like you said, it was very public. Like, there was on TMZ, like, Miley Cyrus was still on Hannah Montana, and she was doing that fucking bong of salvia.
Yeah.
God. So, same with, like, obviously, Amanda Bynes was older, but it was post She's All That, or She's the Man, whichever one she was in.
Yeah, She's the Man. I think She's the Man was the only last one.
Yeah, and then, so following She's the Man, she went cuckoo bananas.
Google Gracie.
And obviously, like, Lindsay Lohan, again, was an adult. Oh my god. Fuck, how did we forget? Macaulay Culkin.
Oh my god, do you know Macaulay Culkin?
He's fine now, though.
He's fine. He has 2 kids with Miss London Tipton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sick. She was fine.
Yeah, that we know of. I don't know.
But again, like, I guess maybe Asian community.
Culture.
Yeah, quite. Because I never heard anything about her. She did her films and she was never
very.
Similarly with Selena Gomez, she was never really in the magazines.
If it was like Nick Jonas and date.
Who?
Like it was like silly gossip. It wasn't like this bitch.
Yeah. But like
Britney
say, like
Spears
Miley
level.
Cyrus was on TMZ.
Yeah.
I think even when they were doing like the spreads, so like say for example, like Vanessa Hudgens was like in the spread of like Teen Vogue. Like I feel like Brenda Song never did that or anything like that.
No, I think with Alison Stoner is because she's been around for so long. It was genuinely a problem, and she saw because she's younger than Lindsay Lohan, but she also went through it. But because she was a child, let me actually get the facts straight. But I think because she saw everyone around her be so publicly ashamed of it, she kept it very secretive. And
because
then actually came out and said, I'm struggling and I've been in rehab.
Because she was on...
So she started dancing.
No, she was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody as well, but she was like...
No, but she started dancing in Missy Elliott videos at the age of like 9.
Oh, yeah. Forgot that.
And Cheaper by the Dozen as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not even Disney Channel. So it's...
What was that on?
Huh?
It was a film, no?
It was a film.
Yeah.
But that probably was from a production company that doesn't specifically work with all these children. Therefore, that is a whole other...
Yeah, I know she was quite outspoken about... So I feel like... Interestingly, although Amanda Bynes went a bit cuckoo bananas, she was also quite outspoken about her treatments. I feel like her, Demi Lovato, Alison Stoner, Demi Lovato, Amanda Bynes, and Josh Peck as well, actually, they've all been quite... And Jeanette McCurdy, fucking hell, the list goes on. They've all been very outspoken about...
Yep. Alison Stoner is also 30. So
Yeah.
it's those 5 years between are very tough.
Yeah, what is it about that era? 30 Curse. Because, like, it's like such a mixture, isn't it? Because some of them have every single thing that they want in the world. And so they start to maybe veer into things that they shouldn't at a young age because there's all these yes men around them. So if they said, I want drugs, they're going to get drugs. Doesn't matter that you're 15, I want drugs. Okay, you get drugs. And then some of them had really, really severe mental health issues because of their treatment.
So Alison Stoner was diagnosed with anxiety disorder at the age of 6. You don't even know how to wipe your own ass at the age of 6, and you're diagnosed with anxiety.
I don't think that's appropriate.
And then so her symptoms were heart palpitations, hair loss, and seizures. In 2011, at age 17, they were hospitalized and checked themselves to rehab for eating disorders, having struggled with anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder for years, in addition to drug use.
Good grief.
At 17.
That's not... Yeah.
What?
So it's so strange, isn't it? Because when we were younger, we all thought that the grass was greener, we want to be on Disney Channel, but now as adults, we're like, oh,
I'm not letting my kid anywhere near.
Yeah, thank fuck I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's so... I think a lot of it is so complex and we will never have any understanding, but interestingly, the ironic thing, would you like to know a fact? So when Miley Cyrus was on Hannah Montana, she was actually one of the lowest paid actors on there.
Hannah Montana, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was a child, therefore there was... Yeah.
But, like, You're the star. You are literally the star. You are Hannah Montana. Like, huh?
Yeah, and it's, I think, again, because I'm in the industry, I'm seeing it, and I'm like, I'm disgusted. Why?
But yeah, like, oh my god, as well, like the Olsen twins. So I saw interesting.
Oh, this little baby.
Oh, what's his name?
Jonathan Lip.
Huh?
Lip.
What?
You say it. Jonathan.
Lipnicki.
There we go.
Yeah, so the reason that the...
Oh God, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh my god, was he on Jupiter by the Dozen?
No, he's older.
So, like, what was I saying? You made me lose my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. So, Dylan Sprouse and Cole Sprouse, and the Olsen twins, when they were younger, they were on commercials, and production companies would really like to hire twins back in the day because you get double the hours.
Fuck off.
So, there was I think it was, you could only work a child in intervals of 3, I think.
Hours, yeah.
So 6 hours total, 3 hours break, 3 hours. For like, they were babies. They were literally babies.
Yeah.
But if you had a twin, you got 12 hours. So you'd get a whole day with them for filming. And you'd just swap them. If one of them started to throw a tantrum, swap them in. One of them was tired, swap them in.
Now, the thing that I'd hate to be a parent for is learning lines.
I'd be more worried that my kids were going to do drugs.
No, but... Obviously.
Shut up!
Obviously, but, it's already so difficult to, learn lines anyway. How does the kid who's just learning how to count with his fingers...
Because also...
I don't, that's...
So...
Maybe it's because I'm not a parent.
So sorry to keep harping on about our poor lass Alison Stoner, but I don't know that at 6 or even 9 years old, when she was doing the Missy Elliott videos, that you really know A, what you're doing, or B, what you want to do. So this then comes my question. How much... Because don't get me wrong, we just discussed, when we were younger, we wanted to be on the Disney Channel, didn't we? Mm-hmm. But our parents said no.
Yeah.
You know? Or some parents would say, okay, give it a go, but if you don't get it, we need to move on. So how much...
Listen. Speaking of Alison, in an essay that at the age of 6, she said she had to audition for scenes depicting sexual violence.
I remember her talking about that, yeah.
What the hell? She also stated that at 12 years old, she was overworked and chronically stressed. Companies made her work more hours legal for a minor that set conditions that weren't appropriate and hazardous. She also experienced sexual harassment.
So did you say she was working at 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the ramifications of what you're doing? Do you know I'm on a set, this is a job, I'm getting paid? Do you understand in your brain that that's what's going on?
Think
or is this just some fun thing with
This is your mum living vicariously through you. Because your mum couldn't do it.
I feel like at 6, it's definitely that.
Yeah.
But it's
unless if my kid is talented, I'll put them on the West End.
But then again, I have another question. We need child actors. We need 6-year-olds to be in films. We need babies to be in nappy commercials. Don't get
me wrong. But I think there has to be a line where, am I doing this because my kid has talent? Because Alison Stoner was an incredible dancer, which is why she started. She wasn't acting, but she was starting in dance. And, if my kid's talented, I'm going to push them.
Encourage that.
Encourage that. It's not like Now, there's a difference between having money and having accessibility to exposure and actually being exposed because you're talented. Alison Stoner had money. Alison Stoner was incredibly talented. And it just played out to be unfortunate.
It's just... Because, I don't know. Because I just can't imagine a 6-year-old going, Mummy, 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 I want to be on set. Mummy, 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 I want to... Because, part of me would be like, okay, let's see where it goes. You know? Oh, they want you to...
Raven Simone.
Yeah. She managed to be pretty unscathed, didn't she?
No.
Oh, no.
She was body shamed for years, and that's the thing. She was if I really count, Wizard of Waverly Place, Harper, and Raven Simone were the only curvy girls. And the blonde girl from Dorinda, from Cheetah Girls. So all
and again,
the
they weren't
fatphobia,
even really curvy, were they?
No.
They were like a size 10.
Yeah, so like the
or even an 8.
the fat phobia of an entire industry
Oh yeah, 100%.
came down to these 3 girls.
Yeah, and like, let's be real. Back then, body positivity did not exist.
No.
Like, it was not a thing. It was like you were skinny and you were gonna be on.
Oh my god, Aaron Carter.
Oh my god, yeah, he went cuckoo bananas, didn't he?
Didn't he die?
No,
Yeah.
no, he died. Oh shit, what happened? Pause.
Oh shit.
What happened?
No, one of the Carter brothers died. Wow. Claimed that's something else. That's another conversation, because technically you're not, as a minor, you're not allowed to have control of your own money. Your parents are getting paid. And that was something else with Alison Stoner that she recently, because she's doing, if you haven't heard, she's doing these things on TikTok where she's put a bunch of child actors on a Zoom call.
Yeah,
in 2020. She hit record and they've spoken about this. And she's not speaking about on behalf of other people, but she's talking about herself. So apparently she'd have all these jobs, all these monies, and they were all her agents and all the people in her life who she had essentially, air quotes, consensually given consent to take the money and pay themselves. They were taking, let's say if she made $1 million for a movie, and their fee was $200,000.
Yeah.
They'd take the 200,000, but even if she didn't have a job, they'd still take the 200,000. Even that.
So it's like a monthly fee, almost.
No, it's not even like a monthly fee. If she got a job, and they paid 500,000 this time, they'd still take 200,000. So like she was getting these jobs and losing all her money because they like found a fee and run with it. And so she was, because she had no control over her money, she couldn't say anything. But she was like, I apparently signed for it, but who makes a 6-year-old sign for money?
Yeah. Where was her mum in this? This is my question.
I don't know. So, money-wise, Aaron Carter claimed that as teen pop star, his family spent $500 million of his money on 15 houses and 30 cars. He claimed that his parents sold the houses, he didn't get a cut of the profits. He revealed that his dad shot a .44 Magnum near his ear, which resulted in him going 70% deaf in one ear to force him into signing a $256,000 check.
Oh God.
Sorry, my dad's holding me at gunpoint for a check.
I think when you're the parent and then you see that your child is starting to make a lot of money,
You have to be
evil. You need to start being like, okay, I as the parent need to be responsible.
Yes.
Because like I said, we need child actors in films, we need them in TVs, we need them in adverts, you know, this is the thing. This is what it is at the end of the day. We need them, okay?
Yeah.
But like,
I'm a child buff.
you have to keep, oh my god, he went cuckoo bananas. I'm going to stop saying
Cuckoo bananas.
cuckoo cuckoo.
We're going to have like a little cuckoo bananas counter.
Yeah, cuckoo bananas counter. So, like, you have to, I think that where it sort of falls short is the parents start abusing, unfortunately, and
Yes.
let's call it what it is. They see the money and then they start going, oh, okay, I'm going to push and push and push and push.
Yeah.
And you also need to constantly be communicating with your children.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Is this what you want to be doing? If the mean director man yells at you, you come to me.
Yeah.
There needs to be so much more parental. I mean, I'm saying this as an ignorant. I'm being honest, but I feel like there is within these sort of spheres there is a lack of parental supervision.
I think there's a lack of knowledge of the industry as well.
As in, okay, Alison Stoner, okay, Josh Peck, you go off. I'll be in your trailer. You come and get me when you're done.
Yeah. Or not even. Not even. Parents would drop them off like it was daycare.
There's too much. Because it's like with these child actors and the parents involved. There's sometimes way too much control. Jeanette McCurdy, we're taking all the money.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna push and push and push you into eating disorders, mental health issues,
or lack thereof.
Or there's complete lack thereof, and these children are then being abused by producers, directors, casting agents, so on and so on.
Yeah.
Like if we look at like, I'm pretty sure Harvey Weinstein had
Oh my god.
a few entanglements, shall we say, with young
I'm
girls.
I'm
I
sure.
think so. I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm 1000% sure he did. And I think the issue... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. I'm coming. God. I think the issue is I see a lot of older people in the industry that I work with now who have had screen and stage experience. They say I don't want my kid in this industry.
Because what are do you know what the regulations, the laws are? I don't know what they are.
So
I only knew about the hours thing for children, and that's
so
why they
obviously
hired twins.
countries change. Countries have different laws.
Mm.
Stages definitely much more for actors because they're unionized.
Yeah.
So for example, Matilda has 4 Matildas for 8 shows.
Yeah.
Each little kid does 2 shows a week.
Yeah, and there's a chaperone as well, isn't there?
Yes, which in America they're called child wranglers, which
Odd.
First off, they're not animals, and whoever did that name, and I had a friend who aspired to be a child wrangler. I was like,
Right.
are you in a circus? Why
It
is it
would
a
be-
child wrangler? Anyway,
I mean, it is. Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. It is fucking wrangling, but nonetheless, let's be nice to the children.
yeah, I'm like, oh my god, they're humans.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think there has to be a minimum of like, so it's 2. I think there was 4 Billy Elliots as well.
I think there was 6.
I think it's because of the tour. There was a tour on the West End show.
Oh, okay.
But I think, and I think also in America, corporations, there's massive, I don't think it's judged in a very federal level. I think it's more state level.
Yeah.
So, for example, the laws in Florida filming for children might be completely different than California.
That's the problem, isn't
And
it?
there's no way to regulate it because people don't know enough about it to know that there is a problem. And this is why it's so important, because now Alison Stone is coming out with it.
But like,
Demi Lovato. So like now these conversations are happening, but I don't think there's going to be a change because it doesn't directly affect the governors and their mistresses. Therefore, it's not a priority for them to regulate it and regulate child acting.
I have another question as well for these like child actors. Are these? And this is going to sound harsh. I don't have children. I completely agree. But is there no sort of regulation? Not regulation. Are these parents so oblivious to their child's behaviour that they can't see that something might be wrong?
Yeah.
I could come home to my mum having not seen her for weeks. I could have had a bad day and she'll go, "What's wrong?"
Oh my
Something's
God, my flatmate, she saw me with a little frown.
Yeah, what's
I was
wrong?
a little
Something's
tired
wrong.
and she was like, "You okay?"
Yeah, literally.
But I think also
Like my
that's
I come home and my partner will be like, "Oh, hello," and I'm like, "Hi," and he's like, "Right, what's up? What's
going
up?
on?
You okay?"
But then it's the other thing. These kids have been out of education. These kids are not having relations.
Fucking
They're not
socialize.
socializing in the playground. They're socializing in a workspace that probably hasn't provided the tools to learn. But they probably haven't realized, they haven't been given the tools to communicate these things. So maybe they don't know that anxiety is anxiety.
But as well,
Because they have the feeling, but they don't have a name to the feeling, and they can't.
But
they can't communicate
that in
it.
of itself is
An issue.
wrong on so
Yes.
many levels.
But
like
I think,
young children, I know it's a thing, but young children should not be worrying about anxiety, depression, medication, eating disorders. Like,
but how do you express that when
when you don't have the words? 100%.
Well, you don't have the words, and I think that's part of the issue. There hasn't been that emotional and social education that you need as a growing child.
Yeah.
And you're a little sponge when you're a child, so if you are taking information it's behaviors of how the shitty director talks to the assistant,
and I think
of how the producers talk to each other, what the producers hear, what they hear about the producers' plans after.
Yeah, no,
And so that's what they're taking in, and that's the only behavior they know. And I think that's why it's so important. Like, yes, we need child actors, but there needs to be a level of care. Because even High School Musical, they were 16 when they did it. Fine. They have their own little brains and some capacity to know what
is going on.
What is going on, and to understand. And they can communicate that confusion themselves because they are their own human. 6-year-olds?
Yeah.
Do you even know how to wipe your own ass? But you expect me to tell me that, like, I'm trying to think if my brother said,
But
I also don't know if, as a parent, if my brother said, I have an eating disorder at 6, I'd be like, first off, how do you know that?
First off,
Second of all,
you're
Delulu.
First off, you're not doing this anymore.
No.
We're done. We're done here.
You're done.
The acting thing was fun. We're done here.
You're done.
You're gonna shoot me for what? For what?
You're done. You're done.
You're done. But like I said, like, are these parents not picking up on behaviours? I'm talking about as well.
No, I could write a whole thesis on this.
Oh my god, that'd be such a good thesis. But even
Thank
still,
you.
like, bad behaviours, the way that they're talking to each other, I would be like, no.
Yeah.
You do not speak to people like that.
Yeah, if my kid snapped at me, you bet I'm dragging you out.
If I'm putting...
We're finishing this contract, I'm dragging you out.
If I'm, like, putting food in front of my child's face and they're not eating it, okay,
Yeah.
what's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like I said, where is this parental supervision where they're present, where they're picking up on these behaviours? And
But again, maybe...
and then, dare I say, fucking parenting?
Dumb.
Like, I know we're being quite harsh.
No, but that's the
so-
thing. People are not having these conversations and raising alarms.
Oh my god.
So
like
maybe
I
some
said-
mom on YouTube is listening to this and their kid just started filming.
Like I said, like, I could come in, I could be tired, and my mum would go, "What's up?"
Oh my god, through FaceTime, my mom's like,
something's
"You okay?"
wrong. I call my mum and she goes, "Are you okay?" Like, straight off the bat, she goes, Hi, doll, you okay? Yeah, alright, okay, what do you want to say? No? Oh, talk to mummy. Well, talk to mammy. Talk to mam, what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's get this out here.
But I think because these parents who live vicariously through their
They're off
child
shopping,
acting,
they're off drinking wine.
they're not even off, they're just so, they're dreaming they're living their childhood dream.
Yeah.
So it sort of sets off this, I'm currently 6 again and I'm living vicariously through my child's success.
Yeah,
Therefore, if your brain turns into the 6-year-old switch, it's going to fully turn it off.
yeah.
And I think I find it, like, not to the extreme, but when you're having, like, a lovely day with your friends and, like, you feel like a child again, don't ask me to, like, do a budget for a production. My brain suddenly does not know what to do.
Like, I saw, it's so funny.
I might actually do my PhD on this.
I was watching a,
Entertainment and law? Fuck. Okay, right.
Do you
Right.
need to do a PhD?
Huh?
Do you need to do a PhD?
No, but the fact that my wedding can be Mr. and Doctor, yes.
Yeah. Like,
Quite sexy.
my mum's a doctor, and she's even got doctor on her
Are you kidding?
her gym membership card.
Are you kidding?
You didn't know my mum was a doctor. You knew that.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause she graduated around the same time we met.
Yeah. But
Like a year after.
year before actually.
But
But
yeah, she just has the alphabet. When I say your mum's name, it's like
it's the alphabet.
ABC.
Yeah, it's doctor insert name here. BSc, MSc, C-Cycol, and then some other letters. After
Yeah,
her name.
it's
like,
a full
it never ends.
I
But
love
like
it.
she
Full name her.
never. But what were we talking about?
What a tangent.
What are we talking
Sorry, it's
about?
a PhD.
No, so my mum, end of PhD conversation. My mum has her title, shall we say, on her gym membership card.
I love that.
But we do this funny thing at Christmas. So you know when you like buy something, this is completely West, but we need to break it up.
Yeah, it's a heavy topic.
It's a heavy
today, guys.
topic. So you know, at Christmas, basically, we send all of the presents to whichever house we're going to, whether that's mine or my partner's. And me and my partner, we have a little funny thing. So basically, when you're buying a present, you can put whatever title you want.
Mm-hmm. Stop.
My personal favourite was Baroness. So you could have Baroness, the Right Honourable.
Oh my god.
What else was there? Wing Commander. I put Wing Commander because I love that. Wing Commander. And then your name. They don't check.
Oh, they don't.
And it's just
What? I'm not gonna eat.
please show me your
title.
Yeah, my brother put Reverend on his. It's it's become
my
a funny little family
I'm
game.
gonna start doing that now.
It's so fucking funny because when my mum receives these parcels, she literally looks at them and goes,
Baroness.
"Fucking Wing Commander." Like, she's like, "Grow up, you lot." And we're like, "No, it's too
I'm gonna
it's
start
much,
doing that.
much too fun."
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, so when you go on the fancy websites, there's like
Yeah.
there's
it's like
there's a scroll option basically. For the title bit, there's a scroll option.
Yeah, I was working with one intern last year, and he went to Oxford, and he was, like, signing up for one of his classes. And I used to look at the scroll options, like, lady.
Yeah,
Lord,
Lord,
like, wow.
lady, Duchess, Baroness. Yeah,
Duchess.
yeah, it's a very fun game. Anyway,
Back
to the matter at hand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
a disgusting industry. Kids don't go into it.
like,
As someone who's in it.
as well, I don't know, because, like, these producers and these directors and these casting agents, more than likely they have children. So why are you treating them like this? I get it, okay, you've got a product to sell at the end of the day, you've got to make this film, but do you really think that putting them down and being horrible to them and creating all of these horrible mental health issues for them is going to make a really good product? Really?
But in general, I think here's another issue where the parents don't come in. I think it's agents don't know. They can get a contract, and a contract can look incredibly well, but until someone gets in the room, and agents have a million other clients, they're not gonna walk you into the room. They don't. Agents and, like, producers never meet. Maybe by email, but we never meet.
Do you never have, like, a...
No, absolutely not. Because, like, one agent, the same way that I'm working with 6 agents for a cast of 6, they're working with 6 producers for their one client.
But is that client not on one project at a time?
Yeah, but you're booking your client. So essentially, like, let's say client A is booked for now. I'm talking with this producer for their payment for this gig, but I have to book them for as soon as this gig is done. I have to get them auditions, and I have to
okay. So you have to be booking their diary months in advance.
Oh my god, yeah. And if auditions, you have to be on the phone. So it's like,
ew.
Yeah, agents just the messenger. We can leave agents out of this.
Yeah, they're not
because that's again, because kids don't know any more. They see what's happening on set and the way that people talk to each other and, like, the way that they see each other, and that's what they learn. And I think because adults are doing it, mind you, it might be okay, and they don't see it as bad behavior because they know nothing else. And then they can't, because right now if something goes wrong in, like, a show, I'm grown enough to say, hey, pull me out.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here. But a kid thinks, because they're adults, and you have to respect your adult, like, your elders, and adults know what they're doing. Don't listen to other kids. Not don't listen to other kids, but, like, you see your parents. You don't. I think when you're younger, you don't differentiate. Obviously, you know your mom's your mom, but you don't differentiate between bad and good adults, because you don't know anymore. So if you look at your mom as as someone you follow and you look up to, your instinct is, well, this person looks old like my mom. I'm going to follow their instinct and follow their, like, their behaviors. And so they don't know that it's wrong to say these things. They don't know that it's wrong to behave this way. That's why they can't communicate to the agents, because they don't know anything else.
But they shouldn't be communicating to the agents. It should be their parents that should be communicating to the agents.
Whether it's the agents, the parents, the kid don't know that it's wrong. Yeah. That's the thing. So I can't come, and so then I think my mom, not in the industry, my mom in general has always been like, if someone touches you, you tell me.
Yeah.
If someone asks you to take your underwear off, you tell me. If someone tells you to take your shirt off, you tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone else but me.
Yeah.
And if someone, like, touches you in a place,
show me on the doll where they touched you.
Like, if someone touches you in a place that's not your hand, your arm.
Do you know what the craziest thing is?
What?
At one point in my life, that was my dream job. Like, working for the police and working with young people who have been witnesses to crime or been abused, and literally sitting with them and being a play therapist.
Tell me where the
literally
doll
tell
is
me,
been.
show me on the doll where they touched you, or shit like that. I feel like if I were to do that job, I wouldn't be in that job very long.
What do you mean?
As in, it's fucking harrowing.
Oh yeah, I could not.
Like, obviously you're just sat with these children playing. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, I get to sit and
like play around with these children.
Literally play dolls.
Playtime.
And play with Play-Doh and shit all day. No, you are listening to children who have been victims. No. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
Because we have one friend who's a police officer, and she was telling me how difficult it is because she's a woman. By nature, little kids like go to her more
gravitate
often.
yeah she's
gravitate
maternal.
To her because she's maternal, and so
it's a pheromone. It genuinely is a pheromone.
Well, but it's just
women
painful.
just give off
like,
this.
Should I be saying this? I don't know, but basically there was one thing where she had to take care of the kid and drive him 6 hours up to wherever, and
what was it? Was the kid a victim or a witness?
The kid's mom had killed himself. Had killed herself.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So she was.
Should I be saying this? I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, it's not very nice to hear, but
No, but that's the thing.
No names.
And so, she sort of has to stay and care for the kid, which in a way it's like, I think we're all reaching at an age in our 20s where it's like, I'm getting this maternal instinct, whether I want kids or not. I think I'm not. I think we're all reaching her and I do. So I think we're reaching a maternal age, and maybe because we are the oldest siblings. Well, she's middle child, but there's a maternal instinct that kicks in, and I'm like, oh my god, this like.
I think, speaking from experience, though, like I have to listen to the other side of it, so it's not as it's slightly more removed, but it's interesting. It's like it's a job. And you
have to look at it like that. You have to emotionally remove yourself.
And to be fair, maybe that is what the producers and the directors and the casting agents are doing. They're going, look, kid, it's a job, right? I'm doing my job, you're doing yours. Yeah. Point blank, done. I don't have to have any pastoral care towards you, yet there probably should be a play therapist. There you go. Literally, like I just said, a play therapist on site, a just generic therapist, a pastoral worker, a social, even dare I say, even a social worker on site, just to support them, because fuck knows their parents aren't.
But I think in general, it's always been such a male-dominated industry. If there were more females in power, this wouldn't have happened.
I still think some of them can be quite heartless.
Oh my god, don't get me wrong, but there will definitely be more not even I'm your carer, but I approach things with care and a little more understanding because this is someone's child, and men don't have that.
No,
men don't have that.
Here is the other spanner in the works, right? Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Her dad was on set with her every single fucking
no,
day, she went
berserk.
Hear me out though. Hear me out.
Yes.
I don't actually think she went crazy.
She went crazy. She was just,
I think,
growing up.
Exactly.
She was just growing up in the public eye because we've done some fucked up shit too.
I'm saying,
Miss Thing here and I, if people photographed us in a night out, we'd be cancelled. If someone heard this shit we said,
job.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, I wouldn't lose my job, I think.
Yeah, she didn't get a DUI or anything. Did she do a little weed? Yeah, but
yeah,
it's legal in California. Therefore, why is it such an issue?
I feel like as well.
Pay your taxes and then we'll talk.
Does she not pay her taxes?
No, I'm just saying haters in general.
Oh, but
stop being a man and then we'll talk.
Yeah, stop being a bloke. Stop being a white man.
Stop living and then we'll talk.
But I feel like you said, a lot of some of the issues that they were going through were just, you're a teenager.
Yeah.
We're all gonna do drugs. We're all gonna have sex with people. We're all gonna take some promiscuous photos. Yeah. It's just unfortunate that I would say her, Vanessa Hudgens, who else? We'll go with those two for now. Her and Vanessa Hudgens were just unfortunate that they were growing up in the public eye.
Yeah. I
mean,
Kim Kardashian.
Vanessa Hudgens was fine. She just unfortunately had her news leaked.
And that makes her a whore.
Yeah, apparently. As with whichever Sprouse brother it was. Interestingly, he was on Diary Cole, the other one, was on Diary of a CEO. And it was actually fucking amazing. He speaks very well.
I should watch that.
He's matured very, very
Yeah.
well, and he spoke interestingly about, similarly to sort of Jeanette McCurdy, how his mother was abusive, how she was using his money, unfortunately, for drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, I think, like you were saying, it's either with the sort of parental role, it's either that their parents are way too strict and way too involved, and it verges on the side of abuse. Then these kids start getting into drugs as a rebellious thing,
Yeah.
or to cope with
Or
the
to-
pressure.
yeah.
With the pressure, or there is complete lack of parental supervision.
Amen.
And these kids, sorry, it's quite patronising, isn't it? These young people go fucking crazy, go off because there's no rules. There's no rules. So it's like, it's either
Yeah.
or, isn't it? It's like way too much and they rebel, or not enough and they go do whatever they want, don't they? Because like Lindsay Lohan said that the reason she got into drugs is because she had older friends, because
Yeah.
obviously she's in the showbiz business, and she had her friends. She said her friends were adults.
Yeah.
Her friends were literally adults because
Yeah.
she was like, obviously, like young on these film sets with these adults, and they were like, oh yeah, you can come out later with us, you can hang out with me.
Yeah.
My best friend's a 30-year-old, I'm 16, that's fine.
Completely normal.
And then they were all doing it, and then she started to,
Yeah.
and then she was like 16 or 17, and she was like calling her like PA, saying, oh, can you get me some cocaine, please?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, I don't want to lose my job, so sure thing. Like, yeah, no. I had older friends when I was younger, and that's how I started smoking.
There we go.
Cigarettes, that is.
That's because we're broke and don't have rich people money.
Yeah.
We don't have child actor money.
Can't smoke
My
Marlboro.
God.
So yeah, for me it was just cigarettes, unfortunately.
But let's end on a
well,
good
actually,
note.
no. Two questions before we end. I've said why I think that, you know, these child actors have had a really, you know, tough time. Why do you... I was going to use the word car crash, but that's not really... After discussing with you, it's probably not a very nice thing to say. Why did some of them... I know, look at me. Conscientious. Why do you think that lots of them spiraled?
I think what it is, in a similar way that they do drugs, in a rebellious manner, I think once they reach 21, because there's been so many adult influences, they finally can have a drink and have been around adults who have been drinking for however many years, and they don't know how to pace themselves. In general, in America, I see so many friends who, like, you don't have to be famous to, like, black out, but, like, literally, when we were at that age, when we were 21, I want to say about a couple of my friends every single weekend was like, we ended up in the hospital.
Good grief. How expensive.
Legit. And so I think that's what it is. I think because alcohol, obviously drugs are illegal, but it's not policed in the same way as alcohol. Like alcohol, like bars have calendars that say if your birthday's before this, you can drink. Like it will say today's date, but 1997.
Oh, shit.
So, 2000. But I remember when I started drinking, I was like, why is that calendar like 1998?
Oh my God,
Like, we're 21 years late. I was like, oh, because of your birthday's after that, you still can't drink.
Oh, shit.
And it's very, very regulated. Not the same way that drugs are. I guess it's like it's public poison, so to speak. Because if you really...
It's regulated poison.
It's regulated, and it's very clear, because if you really start thinking of it, imagine being, like, an alcoholic in recovery. You see, I don't know, but, like, you're aware of how much alcohol really is. Like, you go get a meal deal at 12 p.m.
Oh, like, I see fucking construction work. I saw a construction worker once on the DLR, and he was drinking a K cider at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I was like,
and you're not aware of these things.
I was literally sat there and I was like, you are probably going to operate heavy machinery. Are you okay?
Should you be drinking, sir?
Are you okay? It's like 8 in the morning.
Yeah. And I think and that's because it's sort of, I mean, we've all ended in fields at 16, but it's not, you know, here it's like not a secret that there's underage drinking.
No, it's so much.
It's not a secret.
So much younger as well. Like literally, I was.
That's why.
I first got drunk when I was about 13.
Yeah.
And was like going to house parties and stuff like that. And I literally was still in quote unquote high school, sixth form for my
UK girls.
And I could go out, and I did every weekend.
And I think that's the thing, because it's so, you sort of ease into it, while at a time while you're still at home. It sort of sets that I'm gonna try, but I'm not gonna get too crazy because I gotta go home to my parents. In America, you've been graduated.
I had no fucking shame coming home hammered.
No, you have no shame, but then you still live with your parents who could yell at you the morning after.
I've fucking told you this story, haven't I? Well, there's two stories, so...
Hold on, let me finish my... But then in America...
Yeah, true,
sorry.
We will get to the point.
So, I'll get to the point. Basically, you get drunk at 16, you're still living with your parents, you'll get yelled at eventually. By the age of 21, I had graduated university.
Yeah.
I had lived by myself for 3 years.
That's crazy. That's crazy that in America, technically, for your 3 years of university, you can't drink.
Yeah.
No.
So that's the thing. You're learning how to be an adult, and
in an adult environment.
Add alcohol into it, and your parents can't yell at you
because they're not there.
Because they're not there.
Because they're spending your money in what's that like shopping mall in California called? It's like
Westfield. No,
that's in California. It's like got all the designer shops. I don't know.
Rodeo Drive. That's
it.
So it's just like
or Beverly Hills.
Here you get yelled at by your parents in America.
Yeah,
you learn. So I think it's just, and it's more accessible because once you're 21, you're like you can enter anywhere.
Like what?
So it's very accessible.
A UK child actor. I can't name one.
Maybe Eddie Redmayne. I think
Tom Holland, but he was in Billy Elliot.
But that's the thing, because they come from stage. Because there's
there's
not that massive market in the same way that there is in California. Maybe Emma Stone from Harry Potter. Anyone from Harry Potter is like
fucking American Emma Stone.
But she
Emma Watson, you dickhead.
Emma Watson. But all the Harry Potter kids.
Oh yeah, they're alright.
They're alright. Why? Because they probably came from a stage, or
I feel like on Harry Potter though they were well looked after.
Yeah.
Like, and also as well, I suppose with Harry Potter,
because
they were surrounded by children.
Yes, and I wonder if European regulations, which tend to be better.
I think so. But yes,
navigate to better.
So I've got 3 anecdotes. Okay. So one, when you were talking about the calendar, I was in Sano's and
in where?
Sano's.
Is that Sainsbury's?
Yeah, Sano's.
I've never heard of that.
Sano's.
Sano's.
So I was in Sano's, and
I'm gonna make that Cuban now.
What was I buying?
Sano. Tu voy a un Sano.
¿Cómo está aquí? Sano's.
Oh my god.
I think I was just buying a tinny. I was buying a tinny, and then she went, "Oh, can I have your ID?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." She then gave it straight back to me. I went, "That was a bit fast." She went, "Oh, it said 1990." I was like,
"Fuck off."
She was like, "I saw the 19 and I didn't need to look any further." And I went, I need to speak to your manager.
For me, it's when
I'm gonna get you fired.
When it's like visibly over 25 without even blinking.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they disapprove, and I'm like,
look at me.
I am bang on 25. How dare you?
I'm not even 25.
I don't even have a fucking frown line. I have freckles. Fuck off. My second 2-parter anecdote. So you were talking obviously about you can come home when you're young and your parents will look after you.
Yeah. Not look after you, yell at you.
Yell at me, yeah, big time.
My parents would not look after me.
You did this to yourself,
bitch.
I was at a house party, and I came home, obviously hammered. Weirdly, I'd been drinking sangria, which was, I don't know why. And basically, my parents' bedroom is like right next to the toilet. I come home, I re-plaster the bathroom with bright purple. Sick.
Did you like have sours or something?
No, it was a wine colour.
Purple, yeah.
Purple, yeah. And then what was it? A deep mauve. And then
deep mauve.
A deep mauve colour. I'm obviously chundering my guts up, and then my dad and my mum can hear me obviously because it's not that late. It's probably about midnight. And my dad just starts singing, I come from a land called Chunder. And then my mum smacks him and goes, your daughter is being sick in the next room. Will you shut up?
I come from a land
called Chunder.
I'm going to start singing
It's
now.
a tune, absolute tune. And then, so basically I'm hammered. I chunder it all up. And then the next morning, my mum goes for her morning wee. It's fucking everywhere.
Oh
I don't even think I flushed.
God.
I think I just did it, wiped my hand and walked away. It's
Oh.
literally, so it's on the floor, because basically I was going as I was, it was like a little trail.
Oh no.
And then my mum wakes up, and I'm hungover as fuck. And then she comes, bang, 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 like stamping around because we've got floorboards. Smashes the door open, it hits the wall, and she goes, get your fucking ass in that toilet and clean it up. And I'm like, what are you I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's literally like, so, you thought you'd fucking do a DIY Homes Under the Hammer, did you?
Oh my god, she's so... And the way that I can see this in my brain.
You thought?
Just like...
You thought you'd come home?
And I'm sure your dad was giggling in bed.
My dad was having the best time. You thought you'd do a fucking DIY Homes Under the Hammer? Get your ass in there and fix it. And she was like, don't even come up from the toilet bowl until it's white again. And I'm like, oh. But the thing is, I didn't even know how to clean it up because it was all over the floorboards. So I didn't even know, like, it had like, obviously because I had been sick on the floor, it was all just like, essentially piled on the floor. I was like, where do I because I can't hoover it. I can't wipe it because I'll just be having like mounds of tissue just trying to collect it in the middle and just plop it in. I was like, where do I start? And she's like, I don't care where you start. Get it gone. Just
do it.
Get it gone. But to end, like we always do, on a positive. So child actors that have been okay. So obviously you said the 3 Harry Potter kids.
The Harry Potter kids, Drew Barrymore.
They're fine. No, she was
a little bit.
She was really
again. Was it?
She was really abused. Like really, she's like
But she's doing well now.
Oh, she's doing amazing now, but she doesn't talk to her mum anymore.
Oh.
And Jeanette McCurdy was on. Is it her podcast or her TV show? Whatever it is, the Drew Barrymore show, whatever it is. When Jeanette McCurdy, they obviously were talking about that, and she was like, "I see so much of myself in you. Please, can I give you a hug?" So yeah, Drew Barrymore doesn't talk to her mum anymore, or her mum passed away or something. Yeah, no, but she was abused by her mum, but also the producers, whatever. I think Ryan Gosling's made it out all right.
Yeah,
he was a child actor
because he was Canadian.
Yeah, fucking Canadians.
I love him.
Josh Peck has actually made it out all right. Obviously,
yeah.
He's had mental health issues, but he's not.
But who doesn't?
He's not. What's the word?
Now we have to separate the art from the artist. Did they really do bad, or were they just growing up?
Oh, it's 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah. Because there's things that I do, and I'm like, I'm just going through the bad parts of growing up.
I think the Sprouse twins, Miley Cyrus, Vanessa Hudgens, they were literally just growing up. Obviously, Alison Stoner, Demi Lovato, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, they were clearly going through... And obviously, we're not saying that any of these behaviours are bad behaviours, but they were clearly going through mental health issues and the alcohol, the drugs, and then subsequently the quote-unquote bad behaviour.
Yeah.
Staying out all night, showing up to set late, being, like Demi Lovato said, she punched one of her dancers. That was because they were going through these struggles that had been caused by parents, producers, whoever.
Yeah.
They were a product of their issues and their mental health issues.
I mean, with no, like, I know it's completely different. Similar stuff. My old boss, absolute horrible person.
Child actor?
No. The way that he treated me...
Oh, yeah, if you treat a child like that, yeah.
It was immediately affecting my mental health. I stopped working for that company, and I feel like I'm a new woman.
Yeah.
It's my 5th day at my new company. And I'm already, like, feeling myself. I'm already, like, back to where I used to be.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine if I was
a child
growing up around that.
Oh, yeah.
And I lasted less than a year. And I said things like it was. I set my boundaries. And I did everything that I could, and it still affected me.
Yeah.
I cannot begin to imagine growing up in that.
To be fair, lots of the behaviours that you mentioned that he does, or, well, did to you, but obviously is still doing, I can imagine...
Not anymore, he's not my boss.
I can imagine like, I can imagine producers, directors, casting agents, whoever else there is, I can imagine them behaving in that way.
Yeah.
Oh, Hilary Duff as well. I owe her an apology. I thought she got pregnant very young. She didn't.
No.
You know, we owe an apology to Hilary Duff.
We're going to finish the episode and then, like, think of 30 more child stars that actually did
Emily
well.
Osment, she's okay. She's fine.
Taylor Swift, would you count Taylor Swift as...
No.
No?
No.
She wasn't a child actor, but she was quite young.
No, she's fine.
She comes from money, though. So.
She is also a little bit...
Yeah, psychotic.
Cuckoo banana.
Missing Here and I are super against Taylor Swift.
I don't like Taylor Swift.
Neither do
I
I.
don't like Taylor Swift. Interestingly, I read a little bit of sneaky gossip that apparently, this is hearsay. I don't know if it's true. That Olivia Rodrigo's... She was a Disney star! Oh my god! Olivia Rodrigo...
So, that was something else. I was going to say that.
Let me finish my point before I forget it, because my brain doesn't function the way
My
brain doesn't function the way that normal people's brains function. Olivia Rodrigo's song, Vampire, hearsay that it is about Miss T. Swift. Those lyrics are...
I need to read them now.
So, it's some bloodsucker, dream crusher, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Okay.
Oh, it's like, it's to the point.
Well, I'm gonna listen to that after.
Yeah, so they're pretty, yeah. If it is about Taylor Swift, my god.
Oh my god.
My god.
So...
Your point about Olivia Rodrigo.
I think there's been a change in difference. I think I'm seeing it with people in my industry. The younger generation is much more compassionate. So I think newer generations are coming into the high power of Disney Channel and taking care of these kids as it should be.
Well, I think because of all this shit that's happened.
Because all of this shit has happened, but like...
Oh my god, Zendaya. She's fine.
Love her.
She's amazing, actually.
But I think
thriving.
half of the kids on Disney Channel are not having the same issues because of the generational change.
Yeah, I think so. And probably the meetings
and
the meetings that they had to have.
Oh my god, yeah.
What was I going to say? Yes, the Stranger Things cast. Yeah. They're okay.
They're a little I mean, Miss, what's her name?
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, she's married now.
You may say I'm a dream.
Stop, no. But
what's it? Will?
No. So
the
obviously, lots of the also as well the cast of It. Now that must have been a tough set, because what's his face? Skarsgård. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
Bill, that's it.
I love
that Bill Skarsgård. He was doing an interview. I think it was for Graham Norton actually, and he was relaying some funny information that he would have this really, really like challenging scene with the kids, and then they would say cut, and he'd be like, "Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
So I scare you? Are you fine?" And they were like, "How was my scene? Do you think I did good? Like."
Oh my god!
Like, was I on point? Like, how was my technique? And he was
Jesus.
like, what the hell? I'm literally just playing this like fucking terror, this fucking horrifying monster, and you're asking me how your technique was. That's also a bit worrying. Like,
yeah,
how it's like you're already questioning yourself. You're already
but
like.
that's just
kid actors. Yeah.
That's just the toxic theatre kid in them. But for example, like when I think because there's so many child actors gone wrong.
Yeah, they've had to.
No, it's not like the expectations. The bar is low for them. So now these kids who are actually doing okay, like the guy
they take it so seriously, don't they?
Yeah,
They're
but then like
how's
but the kid who played Will in Stranger Things, he literally worked his summer job as a lifeguard. He went to uni. Like
They're doing what children should do alongside that, which is very appropriate.
And I loved it. When I was reading, I was like, oh, this is actually like, this is what friends in my town would do. They get a little job as a lifeguard at the YMCA and then go to uni. And
that's appropriate.
It's appropriate. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see that. And on that note,
advice of the day. Love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Unless you're a child actor.
For fuck's sake.
Don't eat the yellow snow. Bye.
Oh my god.